I think a lot of people who are conservative have seen before, which is that I liked the civilization I came from. I loved it. I wanted it to continue. I thought it had all sorts of wonderful, nurturing things that I wanted other people to have access to as well. I didn't want to tear down my society, I wanted to keep it up. And that is the conservative instinct. And I realised I had it even as a lot of my contemporaries, many of whom were from far more privileged backgrounds than myself, thought that they should tear down their society and radically alter it. And I just didn't share that view, and gradually came to the realisation that this was an unusual position I held, but it was correct.
So it sounds like you were acting out of instinct.
Yes, it was instinct. I mean, you get it at certain points in your life, don't you? A great influence friend of mine, the late Roger Scruton, once described to me that his realization he was a conservative came in Paris in 1968 when he saw all these middle-class students throwing bricks at working-class policemen, and realized that he wanted Paris, like London, to continue. He didn't want to tear it down. And I had a similar, perhaps less dramatic, steadier realization of a similar instinct in my adolescence, I suppose. I didn't want to destroy the society. I thought it could be improved, but it had to continue. I didn't think that the other things on offer were better. I didn't think the dreams of the radical left sounded good to me. I didn't like, very, very basic, I mean, these are instinct things, as you know, but I didn't like the idea of everyone being the same. I just thought it was a boring view of society. I didn't want us all to live in the same houses, all have the same gardens, all have
You were for diversity before being for diversity was
yes,
cool.
before I knew it. And I didn't want everyone to have the same views and to have to read the same books and to like the same things. I thought that difference was a wonderful thing, and that didn't mean that unfairness wouldn't exist or should be celebrated, but yes, I didn't like the offer that I always saw the left as holding out to me at a very instinctive level. So I accidentally became a conservative.
I think you have unusual clarity. You can see things very clearly as they happen, and that's obviously the first step to improving things, and you also seem to have a balanced life in the middle of this maelstrom.
Well, we have to balance our lives, don't we? I mean, we all know people who've gone mad in recent years. Some of us, people quite close to us. And mainly it's because we've lost perspective. We've lost perspective on what matters. We've lost perspective on how to view things, the correct perspective to look at life. We've lost a lot, and we have to regain it. I don't think the things once lost are impossible to regain. I mean, you know, we live in this era where we imagine that we can know anything because we can Google it. But we've lost wisdom, we've lost knowledge, we've lost experience, we've lost perspective. And we have to find a way to get back to that. I think one way back to it is to admire it and to seek to get it back. To admire people who know things we don't know. I mean, that's one of the things we've completely lost, isn't it, in our era? Everybody thinks they know everything, and can lecture everyone else because of that.
Are you surprised by the ignorance on display?
Oh, I mean, American ignorance is just heroic.
American ignorance is heroic.
I mean, you know, I've spent all my life as an admirer of America. Great friends. From the moment I first came to this country in my teenage years, I just loved and admired it.
Yes.
But my God, it's gone wrong. I mean, we're now at this stage where countries like my own country of birth, Great Britain, are actually having to try to cut ourselves off from American influence. You know, that's how bad American influence has become. The French, as you know, the French are trying to cut themselves off from it. The president of France had to recently say we can't have these American imports of ideas. The French Academy, French academics are saying we can't allow this American import in. What is the import? It's stupidity. It's evangelical stupidity.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's so awful.
It's terrible.
But it's true.
It's terrible. And I mean, I hope your viewers understand that I'm saying this as a friend, an admirer. And I don't say it because I hate America. I say it because I love America and I wish it could do better. I just fear this ignorance and this lack of desire to get perspective on things and to have humility, intellectual humility. All I hear is these awful products of the American Academy berating everyone else about things and knowing so little, and it's worrying. The American culture is currently ripping through the rest of the world, and I don't think if it works in America, and it certainly doesn't work elsewhere.